top 5 SEC coaches as Better Call Saul characters. This is a request from Mike Scarborough from Tiger Bait. He's been asking me to do this one for a while. So I did it. And Craig, I don't know how deep you are into Better Call Saul, but I know you're a Breaking Bad super fan.
I love Breaking Bad. I do not watch Better Call Saul.
It's equally as good.
I've heard that, and I get it, and I've seen like an episode or two, but it's just not. I've not gotten into it the way that I got into Breaking Bad back in the day. Yeah.
So, but I have no problem saying it's equally as good. It's well done. It's essentially the same show, just a different.
That's what I was able to pick up on that. It's the exact same thing, basically. It's just that, it's Breaking Bad I got all into and watched the last few seasons live and just never got into it, this version.
So you'll know 4 of these, and one of them you won't. But it was, and I did, Mike Scarborough, I did reach out to him and helped get his opinion on this. Number 5, Jimbo Fisher is Tuco Salamanca. Powerful, skilled as a drug lord, Tuco, and will go crazy when prompted, as Tuco did.
Yeah, he did. The versions of him I saw on Breaking Bad, yes, he did go a little crazy whenever he needed to. He's a little bit of a loose cannon, so to speak. Yep.
Yeah. So Jimbo is Tuco. And I don't know if I can see Jimbo going tight. but yes, he is Tuco Salamanca. Number 4, Brian Kelly is Lalo Salamanca. Lalo is Tuco's cousin and a Mexican drug lord who is desperately trying to kill and overthrow Gustavo Fring, the overall, the biggest bad in Breaking Bad's bad guy catalog. But ultimately, I can tell you, because I've seen the end of Breaking Bad, he doesn't do it. So, but he's bad. He also changes he's very skilled. He changes his accent and voice whenever he needs to, much like Brian Kelly.
Yeah, that's definitely fitting. Brian Kelly had dance moves we had no idea, had a southern accent we had no idea, and yeah, that was an interesting start to his LSU tenure. But if that guy's a little like that, like what you just said, then yeah, that absolutely applies to Brian Kelly.
Yeah. Number 3, Lane Kiffin is Saul Goodman. Fast talker, wheeler dealer,
little greasy.
Portal King, always has kind of an answer for everything. Brilliant, even though he doesn't appear to be so. Saul's a very clever and guy who creates a lot of solutions for bad guys. Not that Ole Miss, but I'm just saying, if there's a Saul Goodman, I'm saying it's Lane Kiffin. I was trying to figure out who Mike Leach was, but I really couldn't. I don't think there's.
Everybody keeps trying to fit Mike Leach on all these lists. Yeah, I don't know.
He's his own thing.
Yeah, he is kind of unique in his own right. Yeah.
But yeah, and so Saul, who was the most fun. I don't know. He wasn't, by the end of the show, he wasn't a secondary character. He was kind of a major character in the show. But as a later introduced character, Saul, the best one. So
you're saying you'd love to see Lane Kiffin have the spinoff, is what you're saying?
Yeah, absolutely. I would enjoy Lane Kiffin. As much as he may annoy some people, I'm always entertained by Lane.
Yeah, sure.
Number 2, Kirby Smart is Mike Ehrmantraut. It's a man of few words, gets things done, won a national championship. Mike made it almost all the way through the end before he was betrayed. And generally, is a badass. So I know a lot of people want to give Kirby Smart that credit, but, he slayed the Saban Dragon in the SEC that's been had a chokehold on it for a while and won a national title. And I know some people may not agree with this, but I think he's Mike.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, it's your list. I mean, he's a man of few words, a tough guy, though, and not a guy that you want to mess with. And if you mess with him, then you find out pretty quickly that was probably a mistake and normally comes out on top. So, yeah, absolutely. Kirby Smart, I could see him fitting Mike.
Yes. And number 1, Nick Saban is Gus Fring. Very calculating, very purposeful, in control of nearly everything. But when he is not in control, he can sometimes kind of drift off a little bit and make some mistakes, as Gus did, as Nick did 2 days ago.
Yeah, I mean, I hope he has a better fate than Gus did. But, he is very different from he's a very unique character, that's for sure. And a little more prim and proper, although I wouldn't exactly use those words to describe Nick Saban. But Nick Saban gives off kind of like the more of the cookie cutter sort of a vibe, even though we know very well that's not really who he is or how he is. And that was the same thing with Gus. Is you think he's just a fast food owner, and turns out he's a freaking millionaire drug dealer of the star, not of the stars, but a millionaire drug dealer and one of the stars of the show. And so I could see him not two-faced, but kind of that split personality in a way that you could see there.
And the reason I did not do Breaking Bad is I could not figure out who would be Walter White. So like you'd have to start from there.
Dave Aranda.
Yeah, he's not in the SEC though. Yeah, he could be. But he's bald.
Yeah.
He's the one who knocks in the Big 12 right now.
Really smart.
Yeah, really smart. And I also didn't know who I wanted to make Jesse Pinkman because he's such a tragic figure. Mm-hmm. Like you start out not feeling bad for Jesse, then you feel really bad for Jesse. And so I don't know how to cast him. So I skipped Breaking Bad because I went round and round and round and just couldn't put my finger on it.
Yeah, I don't know, Jesse. I'd have to kind of think about that. Who would fit that? If anybody would even fit that bill, really. I don't know. You got a younger guy like that. I don't know how that really applies all that well.
Who's been roped in and controlled.
Yeah. I mean, most of these guys are pretty in control. I've heard such great things about the show. I know if you like Breaking Bad, you like Better Call Saul and all that. But as we all have the people that give us our TV recommendations, we all try to catch everything. It's nearly impossible to do so. There's just so much out there. But I'm sure at some point I will revisit it. I've heard great things, and I absolutely love Breaking Bad.
All right, that's going to do it for us. Thanks to Craig Smoak. Thanks